That is Jidion, losing his mind because his favorite YouTuber, Penguin0 aka Moist Critical, finally noticed him. This is that same YouTuber 8 weeks later watching Jidion get himself arrested.
It is just a really bad and embarrassing look. He made a clown of himself here. Which is upsetting and disappointing to see.
On the 22nd of June 2026, while live streaming, Jidion got himself and 3 members of his crew arrested outside a McDonald's in Woodhaven, Michigan. He was charged with 2 misdemeanors, breach of peace and stalking. When things seemed like they couldn't get any worse, the body cam footage dropped.
I am a multi-millionaire. I promise you, I can take this as far as you want. Officer, you will be in a deposition and you will be arrested.
Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we're going to cover everything you need to know about the recent Jidion drama, along with everything important that led up to it. For some people, or if you're employed, this probably seemed to come out of completely nowhere. But if you've been paying attention, the signs that something like this was coming have been there for months. Jidion first blew up making prank videos in the early 2020s. He built his entire brand around getting kicked out of places. Similar to creators like Jack Doherty, he was the loud, unpredictable prank YouTuber who would push boundaries until security eventually stepped in. By the time he reached his peak, he had over 8 million subscribers, with individual videos pulling anywhere from 11 to more than 16 million views. Videos like getting a haircut at the US Open, giving strangers massages at the mall, and plenty more followed the same formula. In January 2022, he was permanently banned from Twitch, following what was described as a hate raid targeting streamer Pokimane. The situation started after he told her viewers that she wasn't going to sleep with them, then encouraged his audience to spam L+ ratio in her chat. At first, Twitch only suspended him for 14 days, but after the incident gained widespread media attention, the ban was made permanent. Ironically, the drama didn't last long. Jidion eventually reached out to Pokimane behind the scenes, and the two of them later filmed a mukbang together, effectively putting the situation to rest. That became a recurring pattern throughout his career. Whenever he found himself in public drama, he would often contact the other person privately, and more often than not, the conflict would end there. That same pattern showed up again after his Twitch ban. Jidion snuck into a Twitch event with the goal of getting a picture with Tommy in it, and he actually pulled it off. However, Tommy wasn't happy about it, and neither was Twitch. But after Jidion reached out behind the scenes, the issue seemed to quietly disappear. In July 2023, the NBA banned Jidion from league events after he pretended to fall asleep during a WNBA game as part of a prank. 2023 would become one of the biggest years of Jidion's career because it marked the release of his first major predator catching video. It exploded, racking up 26.9 million views, and to this day, it remains the most viewed video on his channel. Later that fall, he had another massive hit when he confronted EDP445 in a second predator sting. The video became iconic, partly because Jidion showed up wearing a cupcake costume, but it also proved something much bigger. He no longer had to rely on prank videos to pull massive numbers. Eventually, Jidion announced that he wanted to turn over a new leaf and dedicate himself to Christianity instead of continuing the kind of content he had built his career on. He later explained that after talking with some of his friends, he genuinely believed the path he was on was leading him to hell. Because of that, he wanted to change his life and become someone who openly lived out his faith. About a month later, he followed through by deleting all of his prank videos. He said he was ashamed of that era of his channel because, in his view, it spread negativity instead of positivity. Honestly, that's a fair criticism. Most of his old content revolved around inconveniencing random people in public for entertainment. So seeing him distance himself from that was a welcome change for a lot of viewers. He even created a separate channel dedicated to Christian content, posting banger videos such as Don't Bust, Overcome Lust, and Proof that Dinosaurs are in the Bible. channel. Unfortunately for him, this channel was not nearly as popular as his main content, and he has since abandoned it, likely due to low view count. Around the time of his rebrand, Jidion had already been streaming regularly and posting reaction clips on his second channel. This was alongside his major push into the PDF catching world. So he launched a series called EDP Watch, collaborating closely with fellow predator catchers Alex Rosen and JiDion's. Their approach followed a fairly consistent formula. They used decoy accounts to communicate with suspected predators, coordinated with law enforcement whenever possible, and documented the confrontations from their own perspective. Unlike many creators in this space who simply chase viral moments, and sometimes even use it as an excuse to promote gambling sites like Stake, several of JiDion's investigations resulted in real arrests and, in some cases, criminal convictions. One of the biggest examples came in December 2025. A decoy working with JiDion's second channel communicated with Brian Brown, who believed he was talking to an 11-year-old. The video quickly went viral, earning nearly 3 million views. Brian was later arrested by the Marshalltown, Iowa Police Department and, in June 2025, pleaded guilty to a felony charge of sexual grooming. JiDion's predator catching era established him as one of the more recognizable creators in that niche, and it also led to a close friendship with Alex Rosen and JiDion's, as mentioned earlier. That friendship would eventually fall apart. For those that don't know, Alex Rosen has a long history of edgy-leaning humor, something JiDion later admitted he knew from the beginning. There's even a category on his Wikipedia page titled Use of Racial Slurs. The relationship finally collapsed after Alex publicly supported Chud the Builder. Chud was a streamer jailed on attempted murder charges after allegedly targeting black people, yet Alex donated $10,000 towards his bond and later pledged another $100,000 during a court hearing. On the 4th of June 2026, JiDion released a video titled This Is the End, publicly distancing himself from Alex. In the video, he said,
Alex was on Twitter talking about how he supports Chud the Builder, things of that nature. But then he did something even a step beyond. He went and donated $10,000 to Chud the Builder's bond so that he can be back free on the street. And I just cannot tolerate that, and I do not respect that, and I have to make a stand.
A few months before JiDion publicly split from Alex Rosen, another one of his close friends, JiDion's, had been uploading a series about his uncle, Joe. According to Skeeter, Joe had allegedly been physically abusive towards his grandmother and had a long history of violence within the family. The series goes into much more detail, but the basic story is that Joe had been illegally squatting in Skeeter's grandmother's house. After months of legal proceedings, Skeeter was finally able to get permission to evict him. That was when JiDion and Skeeter came up with the idea for a collaboration. The plan was simple. JiDion would livestream while Skeeter confronted Uncle Joe, all with the goal of annoying him enough that he would leave the house for good. At first, everything seemed to go according to plan. JiDion blasted music throughout the house, while Uncle Joe became increasingly frustrated, repeatedly trying to call the police.
What do you want, man? What the do you want?
Yeah, he was coming out the mouth.
I have the police over here. Get away from me.
I'm going to my room.
Get away from me.
Let's go to his room.
No, he can't. Get out of here. Don't bother me.
We don't want anything from you. We're just going to my room.
Bro, we're not like Skeeter, man. We're not here to ball.
Eventually, Joe gave up and left the property, and that should have been the end of the stream. Mission accomplished, everyone goes home. Instead, JiDion kept pushing. Leaving the house apparently wasn't enough. He wanted to keep provoking Joe in hopes of getting an even crazier reaction on camera. So rather than ending the stream on a successful eviction, JiDion, Skeeter, and eventually a growing crowd of viewers began following Uncle Joe around town, annoying local businesses, all while TTS was blasting.
Joe, I know you're back here. Joe. You don't know Joe? Joe. Joe Mama.
Good. Can I get a turkey tom?
Turkey Tom?
Yeah.
Please?
Yeah, please.
Get him that. I want that too.
As they walked, several fans stream-sniped Jidion by showing up on bicycles. Rather than telling them to leave, Jidion pointed them towards where Uncle Joe was headed, and before long, the crowd followed him all the way to a McDonald's. Eventually, the crowd of fans got so large around this McDonald's that the management was forced to call the police. When officers arrived, they trespassed Jidion, Skeeter, and the crowd from the restaurant, rather than removing Uncle Joe. Hearing that, Jidion came up with what might have been the worst idea of the entire stream. If I can't go in there, surely my fans can. He handed his camera equipment to a random fan and told him to go inside the McDonald's to continue filming.
Should we give him the camera? He's just sitting in there?
He's sitting in the corner, yeah.
Here. Did he bang you?
Yeah, he did.
Here.
He's banging you guys corner?
Yeah. Do this. Do me a favor. Okay, here. Be very careful. Just wear this.
Which way?
Just on your back.
Okay.
Wear it as a backpack. You didn't trespass him, so shut the fuck up!
The fan barely made it to the door before officers stepped in and stopped him. Moments later, Jidion was placed under arrest. In total, 4 people were arrested, on charges including breach of peace and stalking. A post on Jidion's YouTube community page called on supporters to attend a peaceful protest outside the Woodhaven Community Center the following day. Fans were encouraged to wear white shirts as the Free Jidion slogan spread across social media after clips of the arrest went viral. During a live stream of his court appearance on June 23rd, it was revealed that Jidion's bond was set at $10,000 before he was released pending his next court date. The protest itself ended up drawing fans to the police precinct, although it wasn't entirely clear what they were hoping to accomplish. The incident quickly drew criticism from commentary creators, including a creator named Bloodspeth. His biggest criticism wasn't necessarily that Jidion had gotten himself arrested, it was that he had encouraged a largely teenage audience to follow and harass someone who had already been described as violent. If Uncle Joe had actually attacked one of those fans, Jidion would have shared the responsibility for directing them towards that situation. Thankfully, nothing like that happened.
If you have children, try and imagine them at that age going out and searching for a violent criminal because a YouTuber thought it was funny. And if you don't have kids, imagine any kind of loved one around that age in that position. As a popular and influential figure, it is Jidion's responsibility to make the right decisions, not the kids.
At first, Jidion didn't seem to think he had done anything wrong. During his own live stream reacting to the arrest, he even claimed he planned to sue the Woodhaven Police Department and the officer who arrested him once the case was over. That confidence disappeared on July 1st, when YouTube channel Code Blue Cam uploaded the police body cam footage. For the first time, everyone could see exactly what had happened from the officer's perspective, and it made Jidion look far worse than the original live stream ever did. The footage showed him loudly urging his fans to take his camera into the McDonald's after police had already ordered him to stay out. Not only that, but the body cam footage released an extended cut of Jidion screaming that he was a multi-millionaire, something that had originally been heard from the live stream, but now that there was footage of him actually getting arrested, it made it look much worse.
I am a multi-millionaire. I promise you, I can take this as far as you want. Officer, you will be in a deposition and you will be arrested. This is...
Here, back here.
No! Call Jake and have him get my lawyer. Call Jake and get my lawyer.
Is this really the route you want to go, officer?
Yep.
Okay. Do you want to waste taxpayer dollars?
Yep.
Officer, can I ask you a question?
No.
Can I please?
Sit.
Do you really want to abuse me,
Sit.
officer?
Get your foot in.
I can't even fit in here,
Get
officer.
your foot in.
Officer, I can't even fit in here.
Get your foot in.
How are you going to arrest somebody that never even went on the property?
Nearly every comment on this video focused on how embarrassing the entire situation looked. Ironically, Jidion even livestreamed himself reacting to the body cam footage. He seemed to believe that, regardless of the criticism, the situation had still produced great content, and he didn't look that bad. The internet didn't see it that way, and public opinion shifted almost overnight. People weren't upset that Jidion got arrested. They were upset that he appeared willing to put his own fans in harm's way just to squeeze a few more more viral clips out of the stream. The backlash spread quickly, eventually reaching creators like Critical, who tore into the body cam footage live on stream on July 5th. I think that's the moment Jidion realized how badly he had misread the situation. The next day, he deleted his reaction streams to the body cam footage and uploaded a 16-minute video titled I Quit. In it, Jidion says live streaming had pulled him away from the Christian values he wanted to live by. He announced that he was done with live streaming and wanted to focus instead on predator-catching content, rather than creating public disturbances for entertainment. But if he was hoping to get ahead of the story, he was already too late. Barely 20 minutes after the I Quit video went live, Critical dropped his own 30-minute video covering the situation, and what had been streamer drama went fully mainstream, pulling in almost 5 million viewers within the first 48 hours.
Like, you very clearly went over the line here when it came to this squatting situation, following him around, and then routinely going into that McDonald's, trying to film it, sending an army of kids in there to also do your bidding as well. The employees didn't want you in there doing that either. Like, the actual workers that are just there trying to make a living, now getting, forced into this content to be fucking props, NPCs for this content here, where you've gone way outside the scope of, like, trying to get a squatter out of a residence. Like, it's just, there is no bias here. Like, they did what they were supposed to do.
As for Jidion's statement, it didn't land particularly well either. It felt like a video he had made in the heat of the moment, rather than something he had really thought through, and the comments reflected that almost immediately. Throughout the video, Jidion says the word genuinely more than 20 times, and most of the top comments are making fun of him for that fact alone.
Genuinely, 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 genuinely.
As of writing this, the situation is still ongoing, so it's hard to say where Jidion will end up when the dust finally settles. But I don't think this is going to be the type of incident that will necessarily kill his career, provided he of course doesn't dig himself deeper. That being said, it does seem to have, at least for now, left a pretty bad mark on his reputation. If you take a quick look at the comment section on any of his latest videos, or even videos from his collaborators, you will quickly notice hundreds of comments making fun of his multi-millionaire comments, as well as his overuse of the word genuinely. Bro genuinely tried seducing a multi-millionaire. Bro clearly didn't know that you were genuinely a multi-millionaire. Thanks, Jid, for being a genuine multi-millionaire. You rarely see it. You are the most genuine. Keep catching and locking these preds up. Since posting the I Quit video, Jidion has uploaded 2 separate full-length predator catch videos within 3 days of each other, which could be his strategy of moving on from and overcoming the controversy, or it's just a coincidence. Personally, whilst I do think Jidion is overall a good person and means well, I don't think he would have responded the way he eventually did if it wasn't for the fact public opinion was quickly shifting against him the more the situation blew up. The only things that seemed to change between him claiming that he was going to sue the police department, that his rights were violated, and debating small commentary channels who criticized him, to privating his videos, apologizing for his behavior, and wanting to collaborate with the police department, was the situation going viral and the internet turning against him. Commentary YouTubers such as Samuel have created videos labeling Jidion's response as quote performative, and mentioning the fact that he does predator catching videos doesn't automatically mean he can't be criticized or judged, which is a pretty valid take. A strange pattern I've noticed across this entire drama from Jidion's side is how he seems to be constantly testing the waters of just how far he can push things. His initial response to the commentary video calling him out for his original stream before the body cam footage had even gone live was to hop on stream, act like he did nothing wrong, and then debate the YouTuber who called him out. Upon getting some pushback on that video, he deleted it. Then, when the body cam footage released, he reacted to that on stream as well, pushed back on the comments being made against him, and published a VOD where he was defending himself. Sure enough, after there was some pushback in the comments section, he deleted that too. Making this video was actually kind of difficult because of the fact that Jidion seems to post something, get a negative response from his audience, and then instantly remove it, rather than just updating the description, pinned comment, or directly addressing that upload with an update. There is something about that feels evasive, and more like damage control than a genuine response. There comes a time with almost every IRL streamer when they get lost in the sauce, and can only think in terms of views and clip farming. This is the phenomenon that I think occurred with Jidion, as he made several impulsive decisions without really thinking about them. Do I think he maliciously involved his fans or tried to get people arrested? No. Do I think that in the heat of the moment he made a very bad judgment call because the inherent format of IRL streaming incentivizing doing the most obnoxious thing ever 24/7? Yeah, pretty much. If he is true to his word, hopefully he can learn from this extremely terrible fumble and focus on the type of content that, as he puts it, brings him closer to Christ, as endangering your own audience is not the way to go out as a creator. Speaking of endangering your own audience, several extremely high-profile YouTubers have taken this scam sponsorship. They wanted me to promote it to you too, but I exposed it instead. Click the video on screen to find out more.